Check, check, check. Good, good. Well, welcome to the Countdown to Pull Time show here from Urbana, Ohio. Dan Mayer joined by Charles Post. Charles, we've made it to the biggest, I'd have to say, one day of the year here for these pullers.
It is. It's been a very, very long road. All these guys have worked extremely hard to get here this afternoon. And I tell you what, it's going to be an exciting program, especially with the changes that have been made for this event for 2025.
Now, Charles, way back in June, we were at the event in Farley, Iowa, and we talked about how the pit area was just, everybody was in that mode, they had that look, and here today at the Enderle, walking around, earlier it wasn't so bad, but now everybody's focused. They've got that look again.
Yeah, early this morning, walking around here, everybody was a little bit relaxed, having some breakfast. It's okay. It's not okay now. It's go time. They're already heading to the scales. I don't know if you can see them in the background behind us. There's a lineup already starting back there in the staging area. It's about to get serious.
And Jim Miller and his track crew going to work on this track. Once again, we always have a great track here at the Enderle.
We do. It's a track where it'll take a bunch of horsepower. Because of the short format, we tend to set the sleds where we do let them run a little bit. The crowd back here loves seeing that, and it's just an exciting coda to a wonderful season.
And we had some changes here for the Enderle, 38th annual Enderle this weekend. Usually these competitors pick their position where they run. Last night they drew for them. And I thought that was pretty interesting. I hope you fans had the opportunity to tune in and see that. But, we had the balls, 250 balls. They all came out like a bingo machine, and that's how they were drawn. And the pullers like to see that.
It's the random draw, and in a sense, we kind of had to do it because the points implications here at the Enderle.
Yes, absolutely. We've got, 3 classes that right now going into tonight's show haven't been solved yet. For the most part, all the other classes, we've got champions. They just got to make legal hooks.
Yes.
But we've got 3 classes, the 4-wheel drives, the mini rods, and also the super semi class are still up in the air. That's going to be pretty exciting.
As far as the championship, yes. And for those guys who are in the 2nd through 5th spot, there's a bunch of those positions that can still change hands throughout the evening. So for them, it's one last chance to see if I can make up for that bad day I had, 3 months ago, and get up into that spot that I feel like I deserve.
Now, Charles, earlier this morning, we woke up to bright sunshine. The clouds have kind of worked their way in here. I don't know what's looks like we had a 0% chance of weather, and then, within a couple hours, it's changed here.
Must be a tractor pull going on if that chances have changed like they have. But, yeah, if you're at home, don't look at your radar. Yeah. We're not either. We're in denial.
Yes. And the grounds here are dry. They haven't had rain here for a couple of weeks. They were telling me, the area's been pretty dry. So, they could take, a little bit of moisture. And, heck, this is the Enderle. It's rained here before, and they've handled it no problem.
We saw a scenario happen, was it 3 years ago, where there was never anything on radar, and it rained here for an hour. And you know what? Everything was fine that night. Just slowed us down a little bit.
So if you're, within a couple hours drive, 5 o'clock start time, we're going to get rolling here tonight. Tickets are available here at the Champaign County Fairgrounds. Beautiful facility. If you've never been here before, the way this facility is laid out, all the pullers are out in the fairgrounds, all the roads are paved, nice grassy area. What a setup for tractor pull pits.
Billy Beers said this morning when I ran into him, he said, you know what, it's like going tractor pulling in a park. And he's right. It's beautiful here.
Yes, absolutely. And, of course, these tracks behind us, we're going to get things rolling right at 5 o'clock. You want to make sure you're right here. If you're not here at the event on Full Pull Live, because opening ceremonies here at the Enderle are always pretty exciting.
Absolutely. Wow. We're going to bring the head honcho, the first guest, the GM.
We're going to wave him in, Mr. GM himself, and the guy that years ago, the Mad River Nationals here at Urbana, Ohio, a guy that's very, very familiar with this area.
Born and raised.
Yes, Greg,
yes, sir.
Glad to have you on hand here.
Hey,
let's talk Enderle.
Let's talk Enderle. I was joking with my dad. I said, we were at the first Enderle in 1987 at the High State Fair. I think they ran for a $10,000 purse, 10 classes, 2 weight divisions in the trucks, minis, and then they had 4 weight divisions in the mod. And I told my dad, if I told you at that time that not only would we be a part of Enderle, a big part, it would be at the Champaign County Fairgrounds, and then when Ken passed away, I'd be a pallbearer at his funeral. We would have laughed and said, well, that's some pretty good stuff we were drinking, So it's one of those things where, and I don't drink, but it's one of those things where you just never know what happens, but it's been a blessing to have it here. And that Mad River Valley National experience with NTPA and the powers that be and the connections I still have here in my hometown, I've got guys that are with me from that first day at Mad Rivers that work here. So that's a real special thing for me, too.
Yeah, let's talk about that event. That was, Memorial Day weekend, wasn't it? It was early in the season.
So we kind of looked into that. May was the rainiest month in Ohio. And September, transversely, is the driest month in Ohio. So we've only had one rain event, and we've never lost a session, or it's just been what it's been. So we've been really good that way. But, that blueprint was good. It held well. Just the problem was it would rain, and the Memorial Golf Tournament was on at that time, and we always laughed if you wanted it to rain, have the golf tournament in Dublin. Well, Dublin's 45 minutes away, and the rain hits here before it hits there.
So let's go back to the Enderle now. Started at the Ohio State Fair. The 91 went to Fort Recovery. They ran, the events there. And then we started seeing, at the end of the 90s, we started seeing add-in classes. The first couple of years that I went, Columbus and then Fort Recovery, they would run just, all the trucks would run, and then you had the modifieds and the minis, and that was it. Anything that was alcohol-powered. Yeah. But then they started, bringing on the super stocks.
Yeah. What Kent Enderle found out was he had people calling him saying, I need fittings or lines or whatever that I want you to make for me because you support our sport. And that really touched him. And so he decided, I'm benefiting pulling as a whole, so he got involved in that part of it. And as things progressed that way, we always had kind of a double-edged sword when we were at Fort Recovery from the standpoint of you were in the midst of a point series and the Enderle. So there's people who won the Enderle and busted and lost their point championships. I'm looking at GLD Nation, for example. And we had situations where wounded, and it just didn't. So now it's come almost full circle. It's only pulling one time, unless your name's Colin Ross tonight, and you're getting points and determining probably one or two championships at the end of this day. I think we will have one of those. I really do. So it's kind of come full circle, but Kent always wanted us to stand on his own, and we were kind of nervous when we did this in 06 that 5 in the class, is that going to work? It was resounding because you see the best. It's the last run. It didn't impact those races in a different way, and it's a great celebration. The competitors seem to be a little bit more relaxed. I won't say there's a couple of them that seem a little tense today, but other than that, because they know there's things on the line, right? But and as fans get to see a good show, and it's just really a pleasure to end our season on such a high note.
Was there any sense of trepidation about making the switch to this being a points-paying thing and how it might be received by the competitors at all?
Well, I'll tell you what. That conversation started in the spring, and we talked about a lot of things, almost from a NASCAR style. Hey, if you made the race, if you're 7th place but you're ahead of everybody else, you're the champ. We've talked about a lot of different stuff behind the scenes, but this is what we settled on. And even in the last month, we said, well, if the 5th, one of the guys in the top 5 aren't going to show up, that 6th guy, why would we not say he's not going to earn points? So then that kind of was a Bowling Green time change. So we're still fine-tuning it, but I thought last night's draw show went well. Kind of got some excitement, So it's going to be funny to see how they lay it out here on the track and how this historic first event occurs and draws the final chapter to our 2025 season.
Absolutely, Greg. It definitely has a different feel, this event. Normally, like you say, everybody's back there having a good time. Now it's starting to get serious back there, and which is different than what you normally see here.
So I commented, so we had 373 chairs and not tables, but chairs in the 4-H room, and normally we set to feed over 500 some people. And I looked around and I thought, well, I got more than 450 chairs in there, and I looked around, I was like, the line's not going way out. Where's everybody at? And I got thinking, all right, the Grand National guys are up for 5. They're not getting – They don't care about the meal. They came to driver's meeting. They didn't eat the meal. So that was interesting. But, yeah, there is a different feel.
And it felt like there was, through the tail end of the season. We go to a place like Wasion or a Canton or a Sandwich, and guys are playing out scenarios, and they're seeing, am I going to get in? What do I got to do? Yes. Who do I got to beat and how? There was genuine anticipation this year, I felt.
Yeah, and I tell you what, you take the unlimited class. I mean, Billy Beers has always been kind of a fun-loving, hey, I'm going to poke the bear a little bit. And that whole class, you can see it. I mean, they just got the most horsepower, and they're out there, and win or lose, they're always kind of in the same mood, and they liven things up a lot. And some of the other divisions, I mean, you take the truck class, the mini class, the four-wheel drive, and the mini, two of the most improved drivers, and I mean drivers, are both ladies.
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
Yep.
I was telling both of them, I was so proud of them, like I had something to do with it, but not. I was just so proud to see how they elevated, because Taylor is, she's really come a long way.
Yes, absolutely.
And Lindsay, I think this is her third year, kind of full time in a mini rod, and boy, she just laid down lap after lap, and so there's a lot of intrigue, I think, in those two classes.
I myself am very impressed with the pro stock class, how James Ray took the Mack Daddy tractor and coming into Canton was out of the top 5, drove that thing into the Enderle and kept it. I mean, he's been on a roll here and a favorite here to win here this weekend.
Yeah. Whoever woke those tractors up in a big way, hats off, because that was probably in the last 3 weeks like a dramatic. And I'll tell you, I was talking to Marty Wilson, and at one time, Ken Veeney was in 16th place.
Yes.
He was in 16th. And that might have been going into Chapel Hill. I mean, it was really strange. And I know that Ken's daughter was telling me earlier today that we are going to Rockwell. You're going to Rockwell. Marty was. You're going to Rockwell, even if I drive the rig out there. And then he started turning the season around.
Yep.
He has that Ohio track thing going in his favor. And, he got into 5th place there toward the very end of the maybe at Wassian he clinched 5th, So things like that, those stories are very interesting. And him excelling at such a golden age, he just, it's amazing. I hope I'm able just to know my own name at that time.
Me too. I had talked with my wife about that the other day, and it's just amazing to me at 85 years old, still out there, going out there and running just as good as he did 20-some years ago.
And just sharp as a tack. It's unbelievable. It is. But this has been an exciting season. It's been a fast season, too. It really has been. We got a lot of exciting things coming in 2026. We've had our meetings the last 2 days. I can't divulge, but there are more.
Greg,
great
you got us to
coming.
build up here, and now you'll let us. Yes, he did.
You can have me on. You can have me on sometime this fall, early winter. I'll be glad to tell you
there
everything.
we go. We gotta. We'll make a date of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll make a date of that.
Hey, inviting you guys to Florida, because we were with Doubletree Orlando at the interest of Universal Studios the next 2 years, and when we do that, we've got different formats, some different celebrations, and we'll have a lot of information coming your way coming off of that weekend. So we can't wait. It's going to be a great time to be at NTPA.
And, Greg, where can the viewers find that information?
As far as anything NTPA, I go to ntpapoll.com on our social media. Full Pull Live is doing a great job mirroring a lot of the things that we do and announcements. So it's been a great partnership, and appreciate what you guys have all done this season. And we're looking for bigger and better things.
Well, we'll mark you down on the schedule to make sure that we have you back for these big announcements that you kind of dangled here in front of us.
Yes, absolutely.
So once again, Greg Randall, Vice President here with or General Manager,
Executive Director.
Executive Director. That's Executive Director with the NTPA. Joining us here. Greg, thanks for a little bit of history here with the Enderle.
Yeah.
And we're going to move on next
Charles.
year to the Ohio Corn Grower Checkoff here.
Thanks so much. Have a great broadcast, guys.
All right, thanks, Greg.
You guys.
All right, so Greg Randall, Executive Director with the NTPA, as we're going to bring in Craig Downing up next here with the Ohio Corn Checkoff.
Good afternoon, Craig.
Good afternoon.
How's things?
Fantastic. It's a beautiful day out here.
It is. You're the Secretary-Treasurer of the Board of Directors for the Ohio Corn Checkoff, and you guys have something new that via the NTPA and us that you're introducing to us this year.
Well, not something new, but we're introducing it here new, yes. It's unleaded 88. It's E15 ethanol. So it's a product made from corn. Very tested, very proven. Most gasoline that you get at the pump has at least 10% ethanol in it. E85 or this unleaded 88, it has 15% in it. So just a little bit more ethanol, a little bit more corn used, but it makes a huge difference.
For people who have a little bit of fear about or trepidation about the increased percentage from 10 to 15, modern cars for the last 20 years are capable of burning 15% ethanol content, correct?
That's exactly right. Anything 2001 and newer can use unleaded 88 without any trouble whatsoever.
They don't have to have the yellow cap?
No, the yellow cap is different.
Okay.
That's a 85.
Okay.
So that's a lot more ethanol.
Okay.
This is for anybody out there. It's a big win for consumers because it saves you probably 15 to 20, even 22 cents per gallon. So it's a big savings for consumers, and it's huge for farmers because they can save on the gas that they purchase. Plus, it's going to increase the corn price because they're burning more corn up. They're using more corn.
Driving through Ohio here the last month or so that we've been out here with the tour, you see that, the price for the unleaded 88, you're like, wow, that is, in every station just about you go by, they have it available.
Yes, times are kind of tough on the farm right now. The grain prices aren't real great here in Ohio, with some drought conditions that are setting in out here. The input prices are still high, so sometimes farmers feel like they can't do much about it at all. And this is something that a farmer can personally do. And I guarantee as soon as he goes and pulls that blue handle and uses that for the first time and sees the cost savings himself and realize that he's even making more money at home on his farm because he's selling more corn to the ethanol plants, he's going to tell his friends, his relatives, and everybody else, this is the way to go. This is what you want to use.
And the ethanol plants they're here. They're in Ohio. You're not having to send the raw product away to some distant refinery and have it shipped back. It's happening here.
No, that's exactly right. There are 7 ethanol plants in Ohio, and there's about 20,000 employees that work at these ethanol plants, and for the 21,000 farmers in the state of Ohio. So very big numbers we're talking about here. And all it takes is a little bit of change. So if you change the national average, if you increase it like from 10% to 11% of ethanol usage, you're looking at 320 more million bushels of corn as compared to the entire state, give or take, may have about 470 million bushels of corn. So almost 2/3 of the state of Ohio, of the corn that we produce, if you just increase the national average 1%. So we're talking a little bit of corn, a lot of corn being used for a little bit of gasoline that you're burning up.
Something that's renewable. We
Yes.
grow it more every year.
Yes. And with the corn prices, we need to find ways to use more of that corn to increase the grain prices. Exactly.
Now, Craig, we need to see a pulling vehicle running on the ethanol.
Yes, that would be fantastic. Yep. There's a lot of work done in a lot of different areas of more uses of ethanol. Yep. Including aviation fuel in the future.
Yeah, I know years ago we had Mark Thomas in the alcohol funny car that would run the ethanol Performs. He was a big corn grower out in Ohio, and he had run his funny car on ethanol fuel there for quite a few years before he retired. But yeah, it'd be pretty neat to see some of these pullers out here running
I could see
on ethanol.
I could see it happening.
That'd be fantastic. We'd love to support that.
Is there any specific gas stations they need to go to find it here in Ohio, or is it anywhere there's that? You just look for the blue handle.
Look for the blue handle. You can go on different apps, and you can sort by stations that carry that unleaded 88. So unleaded 88, E15 are the same animal. For us who live with it every day, we understand that, but the common consumer does not. The unleaded 88, they go by octane rating as gas stations, so that's why it's called unleaded 88, and that's why it's a blue handle, and that is E15. That is 15% ethanol.
So we're placing it between the regular 87 and the 89 mid-grade.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Well, what do you got coming down the pike here with the Ohio Corn Checkoff?
We have a lot of different programs coming on. I've been doing a lot with vomitoxin research. Don't know what kind of problem we have this year. In the past, we've had some big problems with vomitoxin. So that is one we've had a major focus on. And then we also always support our national partners. And we do a lot for education and FFA and programs like that.
That is awesome. Yeah.
Very good.
Great to be a part of the NTPA first year with your sponsorship. And, everything that you've done here, and hopefully it's helped you guys, gain awareness about your product.
Yes. We appreciate all the support that you guys have given us and all the exposure, and hopefully it's going to lead to good things.
All right.
Very well.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it. First year, welcome to NTPA, and
great to be here.
See you again.
Looking forward to some good pulling tonight.
Yes, absolutely. Craig Downing joining us here, the Ohio Corn Checkoff, here this afternoon. And with that, we'll bring in our next guest here as we've got Wayne Sullivan. We're going to go to our pullers here as Wayne will be up next here as we'll start getting into the puller portion of the program as we've got Craig Downing joining us here from the Ohio Corn Grower Checkoff as we'll bring in Wayne Sullivan here as a guy that over the years has pretty much done it all in the sport of pulling. And Wayne, we are finally here to the Enderle. You clinched that championship a couple weeks ago in Canton, Ohio. And let's go down, through the championship years with Wayne Sullivan. So you got a couple championships years ago indoors with TNT Motorsports when they were in business.
Yes.
And then have a couple championships with the Lucas Oil Pro Pulling League outside.
Yes, right.
And then this year, you guys decided that you were going to, dedicate your whole summer to the light modified class, and boy, did it pay off.
Well, yeah, the boys have been talking about this, and I'm from the old school, like, we always pull 2 or 3 classes at a time, and I never did buy into it until last winter. It got to be so much work going and changing stuff, and like you say, we work everybody, all our friends, so hard that you get tired of just begging them to do this, do that. So we went to one class, and it cut the work down some, and we got we changed the gearbox to where I had where I could change gears, and we was lucky, I guess, in the sense that we hit it right on the nail head, and it worked out, and the tractors really ran good, and I haven't screwed it up too much.
Now, this summer we saw 3 victories for the Kentuckian, that Ring and Bowling Green, clinched the championship in Canton, Ohio. I got to ask you, though, if you didn't clinch that championship in Canton, these last couple of weeks would have been pretty nerve-wracking, wouldn't they?
It would have been nervy, yeah. We thought about it, and we went to Canton with that goal. And we didn't want to hit a home run at Campton. We wanted to make sure we just made some good runs and keep the pressure on the Simon boy, and it worked out great. I don't know if he had any pressure or not, but he made a little. First night he hit a home run and gained some on us, but next night. It made a little boo-boo, and that was all it took.
Yeah, as we take a look here at the screen, we can see, the Kentuckian up 11 points over, second and third here in the class. And let's talk about that light modified class. Third year for this class as a Grand National class. And Wayne, we have talked about this at numerous times about this is the class of the future. This class is just gaining more and more momentum. We saw the numbers up. A little bit higher level than we've seen the last couple of years. It's just more and more are getting involved in it.
I think so. A lot of the classes is getting so many in it, like the 2-wheelers and even the Pro Stocks and the Minis is getting a tremendous amount of vehicles, and it makes the show so long. And but getting back to our class, the light mods, the sled guys is not afraid of us. And they lighten it up, and we can go, and they know they can stop us. And then with all that being said, and when it puts the speed up there, and we haven't got a whole lot of weight to play with, so they get a little wild sometime, and the crowd likes the noise and the excitement, and that's what we're putting to them.
Now, we had talked about, with the sleds, and they have actually made adjustments with them sleds for your class. And it really, this year, it showed at Bowling Green.
Oh, yeah, like I say, we're light, and they was making the sleds heavier and heavier and more to stop the big Unlimiteds and the heavy Pro Stocks and stuff. So when we put our light tractors on it, and the light Super Stockers have the same problem, so they kind of put a weight up in the neck or something, and I think sometimes they move a box forward, I don't know. But what they do, they give a little more weight to us on the starting line, and it took the bounce out of it. And when we get it bouncing and get out of control, it hurts the pull and the show and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, the show that the Light Modifieds have put on this year, I know there's more promoters out there looking at this class. And, what would be the number that you would like to see for this class? Is the 10 hooks, is that enough, or you'd like to see a little bit more, or where would you like to see this class go?
As a participant, I think 10's enough, but I think as long as you don't get over 20, I think in a class, especially a class like ours, can be ran pretty fast. we can run them pretty fast, and I think that would be a good stopping point. Now, I pulled an outlaw class this year. It had 17 or 18, and that was a real class. I think it was a lot of fun, and I think it's going to be a class to watch. And like you say, some of the old timers, they don't want to take a motor off. It's an, I don't know if it's an image thing or not, but I love pulling, and I love to drive them. And I've drove a 4-engine, and I've drove 3 engines, and it's more fun driving this tractor than I've had any of them.
Now, Wayne, after this event here, the Enderle, is what's in the plans here for the fall season for the Kentuckian?
Oh, we got several more pulls we got to go to. We're going to go to Georgetown, Ohio, at Brown County, and then we're going to go to E-Town. They got a class for us. And then we're going to go to Texas again to see my grandson. He's coming in from California, and we're going to meet him there at Lubbock, Texas. And we went out there last year, and it was a great time. But it's a long ways. But you'll go a long ways to see your family.
Absolutely. In Lufkin, Texas, Full Pull Live will be there. Elizabethtown will be. We've got that extended pulling season coming up here for the fall season for Full Pull Live. So be able to, all your fans out there, Wayne will be able to follow you here throughout the fall season and see how you do at these next couple of events as well.
Well, right. Well, this class here is 6,200, and when we go to the rest of them is going to be heavier. We'll be weighing 74, I think, and that's a different animal again. I mean, we can. It's still a great class because just 2 motors, and you just got so much horsepower that you can put down. But we still get a lot of speed, and I say it might not be as wild as a class as a 62 because we got more weight to play with. But I enjoy driving both of them.
Now, Wayne, last night you were spotted at the UD Motorsports camp, and you were, watching the Old Washington event, the OSTPA event there on Full Pull Live last night, checking in, seeing how the Ohio State boys were doing.
Oh yeah, I mean, what you all doing today, Dan, with this is great. I love to pull, but I also love to watch it, and what you're all doing, I mean, my wife comes in, I'll be sitting watching. She says, "Is that live or tape?" But what you're all doing is great, and I think you found out that anybody that's pull is watching. And the thing we're doing, you're putting it. My boy in California, my grandson in California watches it, and all his friends out there, and guys over in Europe, and I've got friends over there. It's texting, not me, but Don, and telling them that they've been watching this, and it's great what you're doing, and I hope you keep doing it.
Well, we appreciate it, Wayne. We know you got to get over to the scales. They're getting everybody scaled in here, so thanks for spending a little bit of time with us here on Full Pull Live, and good luck here tonight, Wayne. You just have to make a legal hook, is what they tell us. So what did Marvin say? What is a legal hook here for a modified class or any class?
I guess you just got to hook it and move it a little bit. But
okay.
I was lucky enough to draw number 1, and you know me, we're going to give it all we got tonight and see what happens.
Well, I know there's going to be a lot of people out watching the Kentuckian. Well, good luck to you, Wayne, tonight, and see how things go here. And once again, congratulations on that championship, your first NTPA championship.
Thank you very much. It was a great year, and keep doing what you're doing, Dan.
Thank you very much. Wayne Sullivan joining us here on the Countdown to Pull Time show as we'll bring in Mr. Excitement. Up next here, Jeff Hirt out of Port Clinton, Ohio, a guy that is in the mix here for that championship for the mini rods. And Jeff, I know you're not a guy that likes to sit still, so you're, of course, going 150 miles an hour. Is that how you take your mind off this points championship, or how are you going about that?
Oh, I don't know. We're just going to do what we do and hopefully make a good pass. I haven't been feeling well the last couple days or whatever here, and just that's not helping the situation. I just don't have any energy right now, to be honest with you.
Is it the nerves?
No, it's absolutely
Tums?
Not. No, it's just plain
just not feeling good. Okay.
The wife was down for 2.5 days, never got out of bed there at home
okay.
earlier in the week, and it's just going around.
So, Jeff, let's talk about your season with the Little Bear this year. Coming off 2 PPL championships with, both 2 different tractors, running the NTPA side this year and, putting up 3 victories with the Little Bear and right there in contention just about every week out there for this class, and that's what you have to do.
Yeah, I mean, we had a really rough start, had a fresh motor in it or whatever, and we learned some things that it's some process we got to do because the head nuts come loose and torched the head in a block and that. I mean, it was down there for a pass or 2 to where it wasn't up to full. And then we had to change some stuff around, got some new stuff in it. And then it broke a crank mid-season. And after some of that, then got it back out. And after we got the fresh bullet in it and that, I mean, it's just been on a real good streak. And we had one bad pass there at Wasion and that. And I guess we got to make up for it here and try to pull this off.
Now, any strategy going into last night we had the draw. Where did you draw for position for tonight?
We drew the winning position.
You drew the winning position, which is
5th hook.
5th hook. So you're gonna bang it out the door, just walk off home run, right?
That's right.
That's what you got.
That's all we got to do.
That's what you got planned right there. So, with that in mind, as far as like watching the other competitors, what track you guys going to be running on out there?
We'll be on the grandstand side.
You'll be on the grandstand side. Now, going back years with Jeff Hirt running here, how many times have you actually pulled here?
I've never pulled here in the Enderle.
Never pulled here in the Enderle before. Okay, so you're going in pretty much blind, but I know there's a lot of people back there telling you what you should do, what you shouldn't do, right? Everybody's giving you advice.
Yeah, there's a lot of input, and there's a lot you listen to, and there's a lot you discount. We all know who to trust and who to believe, and
there you go.
Who has like thoughts.
Right. Well, 3 points behind. You and Adam Bauer are tied. 3 points behind Adam Kester in that number 1 spot. A 3rd place or better, he clinches it. And you guys are going to be battling out there. That's one of the classes. We got 3 classes out here that the championship isn't sewn up. So, I mean, this is going to be one of the classes that all the fans out there got circled on their card to watch.
I think this is the only one that has the potential of the disaster that's there, the mix-up that's capable. There's some others that I think the winner can change, but I don't think the rest of them can change as much as this class can. And it's awesome to come in like that, and everybody that's here deserves to be here. I mean, they've worked their butt off this year and done a good job. We've had a fun time running with them, and it's an honor to even be here.
Now, Jeff, when you heard about this, early last season, about what they were going to do with the Enderle, what were your thoughts on it? Did you like the idea, or were you not sold on it?
I didn't even hear about this until after the season started or whatever. Actually, Kevin Campbell told me that, and I'm like, well, I guess some of the guys didn't like it being points coming into here or whatever. I'm like, they didn't think it was fair. I'm like, well, I guess if you're not in the top 5, you didn't have a chance anyway, so what's the difference? It just... I think it does add a little excitement, and it adds an element to that the sport has lacked of a recognition for a championship, and be it this side, be it the other side, wherever.
Yep.
It's never really been a recognition of the effort that's put in by the competitors truly in front of a crowd like this.
So, Jeff, who are some of the folks you'd like to thank for helping you get where you're at?
Hey, it's the list is huge, and I'm sure I'm going to forget somebody, and I mean, first and foremost, my wife and kids, my dad and our business there at Bill's Implement. We've got some great sponsors: Ferris Mowers, Synergy Ag, SCS Gearbox, CM Pulling Tires, and they also help the class on that. And we just Callie's Cranks, Diamonds Pistons helps us out, and that just keeps us going. Shannon Leister's on the top of the list. Kevin and Lindsay Campbell at Chaos. Their whole groups help make this all possible for us, and it's just been an awesome year. I mean, Chase and his dad and family and the whole group, I mean, they've made us feel welcome. They made it fun to be here, and the whole class has. And I mean, it's awesome to be part of.
And Jeff, we talk about the mini class. I mean, my gosh, every time you guys go out there, there's at least 20 to 25, sometimes 50, mini rods out there, and just to come out, on that top side of it, it's just how impressive that is.
It is a tough group, and I mean, all the classes are tough, but I think one element in our class is they're all so close to each other of what they are that any one night a little bit of different setup, and all of a sudden you can be a hero to a zero.
Now, Jeff, at Bowling Green, we saw the Running Bear make its return. What are the future plans for the Running Bear, or is it going to make its way back to the garage, or what are the plans for it?
It's sitting in there, and 2 nights ago, I was just kind of trying to stay out of the house. She was sick. I was trying not to get sick. I started looking it over a little bit and just looked at fuel lines and some things and that. I mean, it needs some new fuel lines and that. And I don't know. We may get it out and go down to State Fair. I really depends on how harvest is going, how the year finishes here. I mean, and one more I forgot to thank. There's Hot Shots. They've been great on board with us, and we got to go to the Farm Science Review this week for them. So look forward to that. And, just see how it all pans out. There's just a lot going on to be able to work on all this stuff. And I mean, obviously our business is as busy as it's ever been. And the guys back home and all the guys on the farm that help make this possible. It's an honor to be able to be the lucky one to sit in here and push the throttle.
Well, Jeff, we'll let you get back to the pits, get scaled up here, ready to go for tonight. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with us here tonight. Good luck in that championship run, and I know the town of Port Clinton will be watching tonight on Full Pull Live, right?
Thanks, Dan.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.
Jeff Hirt joining us here, the full countdown to Pull Time show, as we've got our next guest coming in here, as we'll have in the four-wheel drive class as Taylor Corsa. Now, Taylor, I don't know if you watch our show that I have with Jeremy and Miles Krieger, but Jeremy, week after week, is like, Taylor's got this, and then finally, you had a little bit of trouble at Wasion, and things went the other direction, but you're still there in the mix. How is it going into championship night here at the Enderle?
I mean, it feels amazing. I'm honored to be here. Our goal was to make one truck here, and we accomplished with 2. So, I mean, can't really complain with that. So
I should tell everybody that it's the This Week in Pulling show that Jeremy, Miles, and I, sorry for the shameless plug, but every single week Jeremy would say, Taylor's, she's got this. And, now coming in here in the number 2 spot, and Dad's in the lead. How have you kind of been these last couple weeks kind of thinking about it, or how's that all working?
We've been thinking about it just a little bit, but I try not to get too in depth with it because we don't get nervous, change anything about it. Our truck's been working, it's been consistent, so no need to change. Yeah, you have had a really nice year. You picked up that win in Farley, a qualifying win. Yeah. Unfortunately, it wasn't a Grand National points win, but still, it's a win. Yes, it's a win and kind of propelled you to the season that you've had. Yeah. It's definitely helped a lot with, I don't know, I haven't really done good in the last few seasons, but I guess that kicked off this season and the momentum just kept going. So it's definitely helped. And any special plans for tonight, or just kind of wait and see how things go, or nothing? Just wait and see. Okay. We're just excited to be here. Never been here, so it's just ready to pull. That was my next question. So no experience here at the Enderle at all at this track, so you're kind of going in blind. And like we just talked with Jeff Hirt, he was saying, how everybody, tells you what you should do, that, and so you kind of have to, pick what you're going to go with. But we're a couple rookies, so we'll see how it goes. Well, good luck to you guys. And like you say, Georgia's always been, the South has always been a hotbed for four-wheel drives. They actually started in the South, and you guys have done such a great job with your trucks. And, we'll see. Hopefully everything pans out for you. We'll see how they go. You just never know. But who would you like to thank for helping you get here? Oh, wow. My family. I really couldn't do anything without them. They've been my biggest support. My brother, obviously. Randall and Amber, they're here tonight. They're actually coming to help us. Junior at Sonny's, everybody there. All the sponsors, couldn't thank them enough. And honestly, the crowd for being here. Big support. And you got a lot of folks back home watching on Full Pull Live tonight, cheering you on. Hopefully, if we give a live look into your living room back home, we're going to see everybody watching. Everybody's there. Awesome. Well, Taylor, good luck to you. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with us here on the Countdown to Pull Time show. Taylor Corsa. She'll be running in our four-wheel drive class here tonight on our Countdown to Pull Time show, and we'll bring in Colin Ross here, our last guest here on the Countdown show. So we will bring a guy that's going to be really busy here tonight. As Colin going to sit with us. And Colin, I was just telling the fans, you're going to be awful busy tonight, but what a season. Yeah, no, we've been extremely fortunate to been able to do what we've been able to do this year, and I'm just I'm so happy with how the tractor's performed, week in, week out, and reliability and everything that we've been building towards for the last 5-6 years. So it's been a great year, and looking forward to tonight.
Now, last year, Grand National Championship, 10 wins on the season. This year, not as many wins, but like you say, you were running the Superstock Open class this year. You guys kind of concentrated on that. You go in number 2 here tonight. Now, how is that going to work, running the 2 classes here tonight? How did the NTPA set this up for you?
I mean, Marvin was great with all that. He came to me, and, I said we wanted a diesel first because before Sandwich started, that was still, didn't know what was going to happen there, who was going to win that, up me or Kent. And thankfully, we got that settled there, so we just have to come here and have fun and put some couple runs down. But, it's going to be first-class diesel, and then the last class on this side will be open. And, we're looking forward to it. Hopefully it lives first pass, and we can come out and play the second time.
So we figured about an hour and a half between when you're going to run the 2 tractors. Is kind of, just checking the timetable there. It seems like that will be enough to get things cooled down.
I think so, yeah. Okay. I mean, that should be fine. I mean, it's going to be what it's going to be. You'd always want more time, but, it'll be fine. We'll got plenty of help, plenty of leaf blowers. We might change the oil and stuff to get it, as cool as we possibly can to give our best shot to Terry. So, we'll see what happens.
So what was the idea this year with running the open class? Just a different challenge? I mean, you've dabbled in it over the last couple of years, but actually running for points this year, was that just something, hey, that's another goal, let's try that?
Well, really, we started out, we had issues at Hush. We weren't even able to move the sled, so we went to Toma, and the open pool's Thursday night, and I signed up for it, and obviously it got rained out. We pulled the diesel in the Friday afternoon session, and Saturday afternoon I told Dad, I'm like, the diesel deal, we're a good ways back on points. Let's just pull the open, see what, just try to get some runs on our tractor and see what happens. And we did, and we did well. And then went to Fort and did well, and went to Rockwell and did extremely well. And it just really Mother Nature is what enabled us to be able to do this. I think it would damn near be impossible, or we'd have to quit our full-time jobs to be able to do this if we wanted to run both all summer. But we're very fortunate that everything worked out the way it did. I love running with the open guys. I love pulling against Terry because he gives you your best shot every time. And I think if you can beat him, you beat the best tractor in the country. So I certainly love the challenge, and I think that's what we're going to put our efforts towards next year, and just focus on that.
I was just thinking about that the other day. It was Waynesburg 2019 when you set the world on fire. You showed up and ran with the Alki tractors that night, a PPL pull, and you beat them. And it kind of set everybody abuzz, like, oh my gosh, a diesel can run with them. And hard to believe that was 6 years ago.
I know, Yep. And we came here and we heard an injector pump, and that pool was the following weekend, and it's 2 miles from the shop, so it's kind of dumb not to go and support PPL. And we went down there. I had no expectations, had no idea. I mean, I thought I could be in the mix with them. I didn't think I could, lay what I did down that night, but it worked out well, and it kind of started this addiction with me of running against spark plug guys.
and Colin, coming into the Enderle, you've got 2 wins yourself, right? In the Enderle, and your dad's got 1 with the Enderle here, so you're looking to put a couple more in your back pocket here tonight.
That would be sweet. It'd be an awesome goal, and I don't know if anyone's ever won this event twice with the same vehicle, maybe a light mod deal. I'm not sure.
I think back in the early days, with the the truck classes running 2 different classes, but not on the same day.
Okay.
I don't think that's ever been.
Yeah, so I don't know
because they would always switch up. But
right.
No,
it's cool. It's something neat to think about. Obviously we got to handle business first, and focus on the diesel. There's a lot of good competitors there, a lot of good running tractors there, and we've certainly had a lot of fun. And how about that diesel super class this year? Has that not been good or what?
You took the words right out of my mouth.
All them people on pulloff.com just talking shit,
It's dead.
Oh yeah, combine it,
This has been the best year. I haven't done the average on the numbers, but this has been the best year for diesel supers. And then Colin, last Saturday afternoon, 4 tractors within half a foot. Those are super farm.
All right, no,
never ever see.
No, we never see that. And that was awesome. And it's just good to see that class, because I'll say it to anybody, when that class runs and everyone goes down the track, it's the best class there is. It puts on a hell of a show. That's a sound that you can't experience anywhere else, and it's awesome, to see them guys run. And we're just tickled to be a part of it, and I love where the class is at and what we've been able to do, and we're excited for tonight.
One of the original NTPA classes.
That's the granddaddy, buddy. That is the granddaddy of them all right there.
Right there is where it started.
Yep.
And any superstitions, Colin? We're doing things a little, maybe the same pair of socks you wore last week. Nothing superstitious?
I'm not going to lie. I got the same pair of underwear on I had here last year. I'm telling you. I like to keep stuff. If it works, don't change it.
When I used to race, I had a lucky shirt. And then that lucky shirt, my wife couldn't keep it alive anymore. It just fell apart on me.
Yep.
Yeah. But okay. See?
Yeah. Well, hey, you got to do what you got to
do. What you got to do.
If we win twice tonight,
you're going to be
I'm bringing them back next year. Okay.
They're going on the mantle.
You're damn right.
Going on the mantle.
Absolutely.
Colin, who else would you like to thank for helping you get where you're at?
Oh, just everybody back at Ross Tractor. All my dad's guys. They're on board. They have the same goal. You got to have a bunch of people to have the same mindset and the same goal that you have to be able to run something like this hard and keep it up front. Obviously, all the guys up at Weimer Performance, Jim and Steve. They've been phenomenal to us. Chaos Fabrication, that's their block, their head, and very proud of that and what we've been able to do. And obviously Bob Nichols, he takes care of us all year long. We got a great set of tires on there, and might be dumb, but I put a new set of tires on for the first time in the last 5 years, so figure there's no better place to try it than here. Yeah. So just
all right.
Figured we'd try something. We like to keep an advantage, and what better place to try it? I have nothing to lose and nothing to gain, so we're going to try it tonight and see what happens.
Now, Colin, after tonight, anything in the off season? Any plans for more pulling, or are we just going to get ready for Louisville?
We're just going to get ready for Louisville.
Okay.
Running one of them takes so much out of you all summer. You need that October, November, December, January to really regroup to go to Louisville. I don't know why, but that pool feels like it's 3 pools. It takes so much to go there, but I love pulling in Freedom Hall.
I was going to say, I know that's a pool that means a lot to you when you pull there.
Yeah, no, it's pretty hard beating winning in Freedom Hall. That's pretty hard to replace that. But
and how are things going in the Chaos Shop? Busier than ever? Or?
Yeah, we're good. We're not swamped like we usually are. But we have a really good pace going into winter. We got some projects coming out, possibly a new debut at Louisville. So we're excited for that. And things is good. We had a tough year with some of the pro guys, but we had a great February at Louisville, and I just think that's God's way of testing us, and dangling that carrot out in front of you. So we're going to work hard this winter on the dyno. We're going to make some more power, and we're going to chase them big blocks down.
And you can't believe you're going to set the internet ablaze with another tractor. Is what you're teasing us with.
I don't know. We'll see. It's got to get in first.
We've seen the last couple of years. It's been pretty impressive.
Well, I appreciate it. We got a bunch of guys that again, you got a bunch of guys that have the same common goal, and that Kevin and I do. And when you can do that and have those people with you, you can take over the world. And man, we've got a great group of guys, and definitely fortunate to do that, and fortunate to have a bunch of good customers to let us do that. And we're excited. So I'm not saying it's going to get in. It's never seen dirt before a day in its life. So we'll see.
We know it's going to break the internet. we know that.
Well,
we'll
see.
It's been a yearly thing here, and
I'll give you a hint. It's a color we haven't done before too.
Oh,
yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go. We're going to set the internet ablaze.
There you
today.
go. You never
Colin,
know.
I know you got to get back to the start line. Get ready. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with us.
Yep.
And good luck here.
Yeah,
tonight.
I just want to thank all you guys. What you guys do at Full Pool, it's great. We love it. Live stream is just amazing to sit back at home. Hell, I don't even want to go to a tractor pool. It's so nice just watching at home. But
I'm trying to figure out a way I can announce these from my recliner at home.
You do. You need
that
to.
Would be perfect,
absolutely.
But you can't beat the smells and the pools and the action, the dirt.
And there is no greater event than here. If I'd pick one event to go to all year long, it'd be here. You see everything, and you only get to see 5 of them. That's all you need to see.
And you
see
the
5 of the best, and that's it.
Yep,
but
absolutely.
Appreciate all you do, guys. Appreciate
it. All right,
it.
thanks again, Colin. All right, so Colin Ross joined us here. Countdown to pull time. We'll bring in Mark Pysick here. No, you coming? Mark will do picks with us. Yep, Mark's going to come on in, Mark. We'll get Mark Pysick in here. He's going to be my special guest analyst by demand.
When you say special.
Oh, he's special. 2-time Enderle winner, right? Am I correct on that?
You
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer. Correct on that.
Famous kids.
We did home. Jason, you got to turn your microphone on. Yep, you got to turn your mic. So by popular demand, we had Mark come and talk with us during Rockwell, and fans reached out and they said, "We want Mark for the Enderle." So we had to reach out and get Mark. Mark, you've got a career in this.
Yeah, we'll see.
So let's talk about what we got going on tonight. Just one of the tractors qualified, correct?
Correct. One of the tractors and out of Region 3.
That means you were Region 3 points champs, right?
Correct.
That's how it works for Region, Mark?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Region 3 points champ. My son Logan. Last year was my son Tim. Now it's a different tractor with my other son driving.
Which one's the teacher and which one works with you?
The one that is driving tonight, Logan. He's the math teacher.
Okay. Math teacher. Yeah. And does the tractor have the Hoosiers back on it?
His tractor always has the Hoosiers on, and they're on there again tonight.
Awesome. The Hoosiers are back. I love it.
Yep.
I love it. So let's go through some picks here, let's talk about what we got going on.
Any class, Mark, or do I just grab a couple random? Which one's
unlimited?
We got to go light supers when you talk to Mark.
We got to go light supers.
Let's go light super. Here, let's do it. So I'll bring it up, Light Supers fans.
So, Mark, I don't see any blue ones in here.
No, there's not a blue one.
There was a time when it was all blue.
Yeah, yes, it was.
So obviously, we're doing head-to-heads tonight because we have 5 in the class, Mark. So what you got to do is you got to pick not who will win, but who will do the best between Scott Whitworth and Alter Ego.
Scott Whitworth, okay. Definitely.
So Yield Express. And then who will do the best between Terry Blackburn and Rex Kuhn?
Oh, boy.
Kuhn has good Enderleys, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
And he's a pain in my. I pick Rex. I like. Rex? Yeah, he's a good friend of mine. I got to pick Rex.
I heard that tractor fire up earlier in the pits. That thing sounded pretty mean.
Yeah, it's running quite well. Yeah,
they got her hopped up.
So that's what we would do there. And if we hit both those, we're going to win some cash tonight. Sound like a plan?
I think it sounds like a pretty good plan. I think we're pretty safe.
I like it. I like it a lot. What other class should we?
Of course, betting against Terry Blackburn's probably not the smartest thing in the world.
I might go inside and bet another bet when you're done. I'm just being honest with you. So. We got mini. Let's do minis. You're a big mini fan. So we got, who do you like between Adam Kester, Footloose, and Iron Toy Adam Bauer? Again, just tonight, who's going to beat each other? This is what kind of makes it fun.
I'm glad you're picking.
I'm going with my engine builder just because.
All right, there you go.
Good friends with both guys.
Yeah, no, you don't have to be friends. This is real. Nobody's watching anyway.
Exactly.
This is big money on the line.
Big money.
And
then we got, who do you like between Funny Little Farmall, Short Fuse, and Little Bear? Now, Ken won it last year in the 5th spot. And Jeff has the 5th spot tonight. Dan talked to him a little bit earlier.
And Jeff said that's the winning spot.
Yes, he did.
That's what he told me.
But Jeff would have said that if he was 10th.
Well, that's.
But you got to be confident.
Yeah,
that's why Dan and I are sitting here and not driving a mini rod tonight.
I'm not betting against Ken Vinny. I would go with Ken Vinny.
Go with Ken. All right.
Let's do short. Ken Vinny. Got it. Next. Okay. Perfect. So we're set.
All right. We'll see how that goes.
FullPullPicks.com fans. All the games are up for all you fans. Unlimiteds, Pro Stocks, again, they're all head-to-heads. A lot of times, Dan, we do pick 2 to finish in the top 3, but with only 4.
5, yeah.
Yeah, well, semis, there's only 4, but the rest of the class, we have that. So a lot of opportunities for you to go to FullPullPicks.com and make some cash. So, and also, I wanted to talk about upcoming events. Everybody assumes that after the Enderle we're done. We have over 30 events that we're still live streaming here at FullPull.live. We're going to be busy through November. So for all of you fans out here that are wondering, I'm done. No, we're not done. We're in Ashland, Ohio tomorrow night. Dover, Ohio. We got a lot of stuff coming up. Diesel's in our corners.
Carolina,
Lufkin, Texas.
State Fair. Are you guys going to go down to State Fair? He's thinking about it. He's going.
They're going.
He's going. So.
Yeah, they're going. We've got California, Madera, California, coming up in first week in November. So that'll kind of close out the season. Then we get into banquet season, and then before you know it's PRI. Everybody gets ready for Louisville. And here we go again.
And it's all over again.
It's going to be great. So
crowd's filling in right now here at the Champaign County Fairgrounds.
Right? Yes, I'm going to announce for a little bit.
Commentator.
Nice. And you said Jesse Petro's coming on.
Yes,
Jesse also.
He just wants to know what time. We got to send him a text.
Yeah, we'll figure out.
He shot me a text.
We'll kind of figure it out where Mark wants. What classes he'd like.
We should look at. I didn't see the class lineup, and
I know Super Stock Diesels and Super Farms are the first 2 out, but that's all I got memorized.
We'll check with.
I'm okay there.
You're okay there. Okay. We started in an hour already, Dan. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe how fast this is all going. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Well, I'm going to head back inside, guys.
Well,
all right.
Thanks for all that you do, buddy.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Once again, thanks everybody. Join us on Full Pull Live here, the Countdown to Pull Time show, and a little bit before 5. And Mark, we're going to get things rolling here tonight.
That sounds like a good time.
If you're within about an hour of the Champaign County Fairgrounds, and you still have tickets available. If not, we'll see you on Full Pull Live, and we'll bring you all the action here tonight.
Sounds great.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us here, the Countdown to Pull Time show. We'll see you back here at 5 o'clock.